the free buses and also the nonsense, which honestly he doesn't even have the power as mayor to even do. I actually did a little bit of a research, and the powers of mayor does not afford you the capability of freezing rent and making public transportation that is owned by the MTA, making that free. That goes beyond his his mayoral powers. Greetings and welcome everybody. So in today's video, I want to kind of go a little bit more in depth on this whole situation that's been going on with my state here in New York. As some of you may or may not be aware, we have a new mayor, Zohran Mamdani. Basically, I'm just going to come out and say it right now. This guy is an absolute fraud. This guy is a piece of garbage. This guy is a jihadist and also a terrorist sympathizer. Now, I have made a live stream maybe a day or two at the time of this recording, and I completely crashed out. I actually unlisted the video in YouTube at the time because of how pissed off I was. And I'm justifiably pissed off. I even had a few people unsubscribe from my YouTube because of it. And that's fine. You know, look, I understand not everybody's going to understand the ramifications of this election because, you know, the fact that you have an Islamic jihadist terrorist sympathizer as mayor of the financial capital of the world, the largest city in New York, or the largest city in America, rather, that should be concerning for everybody, but more so for people like me that actually live here. I've said in that stream, and I'll say now, that this guy has accomplished next to nothing. The man has never really had a formal job. Somehow he got hired or elected to be an a New York City assemblyman, which kind of lets me know they must have a very low bar of entry for that type of position. And then to make matters worse, the guy didn't even take that job seriously. He ended up missing 50%, 50% of his duties, of bills that were brought to their office. He wasn't even there. It's like you having a job and 50% of the time you no called, no showed. That's basically what he was doing. So yeah, the guy is a fraud, and I have a couple of clips on that I saved to my Instagram that I want to share, and I want to just kind of just put out there. I want to react to a few of them and just basically just kind of just share with you why I have the angst, the hatred that I have over this whole situation. So I'm about to share my screen right now, and we're gonna go on over to my Instagram, and the first video I want to play is this one. So mind you, this is a guy that basically said that he ran on, we're gonna have free buses, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that, but everything free, right? Anyway, listen to this video right here. I'm gonna play this for you guys.
2025.com. And you know, there were a few months ago where I told supporters across this city to stop donating. And today I am asking them to start once again. And I am asking them to do so because of the fact that a transition that can meet the moment of preparing for January 1st is one that will require staff, it will require research, it will require infrastructure. And those are things that we will have to provide. And I'm excited for the fact that it will be funded by the very people who brought us to this point, the working people who have been left behind by the politics of the city. Well, thank you for the question.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So your entire campaign of you stating we're going to have free buses, we're going to have free this, free that, which is basically all communist talk. Now, a day after your ass was elected by these naive, progressive, liberal fools, you're now coming with your your hat in your hand, asking people, please donate, donate now. Bro, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I don't, I'm still upset even talking. This is the reason why I'm fumbling over my words. I am so enraged and pissed off that this is reality for New York. And then when I saw that particular video floating around, that this guy has the unmitigated gall to ask people and word it in a way like, oh, well, you know, I'm so happy that it's going to be funded by the very people. This guy, he is a con man. He is a fraud. That's what he is. And it enrages me to no end that this is our future for the next 4 years, unless something can be done to get rid of this guy in some kind of way out of the mayoral seat. That's not it. I got more. That's the next one I can pick. So let's look at this one.
When you put in communist and yes, communist policies, that's what Zohran Mamdani is talking about.
He's not a communist.
It never
Democratic
works.
Socialist. He says he's Democratic
I can't tell what the difference is.
Well, he can describe
Explain what the difference is.
He can describe the differences for you. The social.
No, he asked your ass, chick, what is the difference? He asked you.
Socialism is not the same basis of communism in this country. You know that quite
The
well.
man wants to create government-run grocery stores. He wants free transportation, both of which are impossible to do because
you know that communism is a trigger word to try to undermine all the things. He said.
So I can tell you right now, this is the very type of human. This is the very type of New Yorker that actually went to the polls and casted their vote for an Islamic, jihadist, communist, terrorist sympathizer.
I don't need to undermine his policies. His policies undermine himself because they've never worked. Here's all I want him to do. Tell me where they've ever worked. They've never worked. He knows that. I knows that. But what he's trying to do is promise everybody something that they can't have. And the truth is there is no free lunch, just like there's no free bus. Because you know what happens when you have a free bus? There's nobody there to fix it or to drive it. He knows that. I know that. You know that. America does know it. And it's unfortunate that the city of New York, my former home city, is probably going to have to go through this. When you put in...
Yep. It's absolutely nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. Then, if I go on over to this one, look at this. Now check this out. Now this is not AI. This is not even AI. This is legitimately this guy with World Trade Center terror linked imam who called for jihad in New York City. Unreal. If we read this here, a socialist New York City mayoral candidate was all smiles this week campaigning in Brooklyn with notorious Imam Siraj Wahhaj, an unindicted co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, who once urged jihad on the Big Apple. Mamdani posed the snap, standing arm in arm with the YG 75. Like, bro, this is insane, man. This is insane. And this is a perfect comment. Having lived through 9/11, I could not vote for him. It's sad New Yorkers forgot this day. And that's the funny thing about it, is that, you know, I don't want to invoke the person's name, but someone very close to me almost lost their life. And I think I give praise every day. Some more than others, some days more than others, but I tend to give a moment of thanks that this person that's close to me lives today. And what was the thing that they used to say is never forget? Well, New York, or should I say the progressives, they damn sure forgot when they hired or elected this goddamn fraud. And it pisses me off. Oh, and this one, I actually haven't watched this one. This one's kind of recent.
I'm the only Cuban-born member of Congress. That means I was born in Cuba. I was not born here in the United States. I didn't speak a word of English until I got here. I was 7 years old. And the reason I'm here is that my parents brought me here seeking freedom. Freedom from communism, freedom from a Marxist regime. And so I can tell you that I know a communist and a Marxist when I see one. They may call themselves socialists, they may call themselves a democratic socialist, but make no mistake, Mamdami in New York, he's a Marxist. And the thing that bothers me is he's very proud to say, well, I'm young, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Muslim. I understand you can be proud of that. But then, if you're so proud, don't call yourself a democratic socialist. You are a Marxist. Go ahead. Tell people exactly who you are. He couldn't, and he can't because he knew he wouldn't get elected. But I hope that the people of New York do not suffer the same consequences that my homeland of Cuba has suffered. Castro and the Castro regime destroyed my homeland. They can't even keep the lights on. They don't have food, they don't have medicine, they can't keep the lights on. It's a total disaster of an island, a beautiful island that actually had the second highest standard of living in the Western Hemisphere when the regime took over. And so one of the reasons I'm in Congress, the primary reason I'm in Congress, is that I want to make sure that my children and grandchildren never suffer the same fate that my parents did, having to leave their country and bring us to a new country with about $10 in their pocket. Now, that's what makes this country great. My parents came here with $10 in their pocket and a watch. By the way, I still have that watch. All right. And here I am. Their son was a firefighter. He was a city manager. He was a county commissioner, county mayor of the largest county in the state of Florida, and now a member of Congress. I don't think there's too many countries that you can say that can happen. That's why I love this country. That's why I will fight for this country. And again, I know a Marxist when I see one. And it's unfortunate that the Democrat Party is heading that way, which means we just have to fight that much harder.
This is absolutely crazy. And check this out. I got more.
When I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist, I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. Never do it. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. They want them, go speak about the climate, go speak about abortion, go kill yourselves, go do that. And Omar, she's fighting for abortion rights and all the other, my body, my choice. Yes, go do that, go do it. But would she have an abortion? Never. Never. Would she kill a Muslim in her stomach? Never.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
It's pretty evident. It's pretty self-evident.
Islamists will never assimilate. Look at Zohran Mamdami, who was raised by millionaire elitist parents. His father is a Columbia professor, and his mother is a successful filmmaker who gets bankrolled by Qatar. They have more money than 99% of the American population and own properties in different parts of the world. They could have chosen to assimilate and adopt Western values, but instead his father says in his book, we need to recognize the suicide bomber as a category of soldier. Suicide bombing needs to be understood as a feature of modern political violence rather than stigmatized as a mark of barbarism. And like his father, he supports jihadists and doesn't condemn globalizing the intifada. They will say what they think everyone else wants to hear. They will lie through their duper's delight smiles. They will pretend to be victims of Islamophobia and be all about humanitarian causes only to get useful idiots on their side. Islamists are snakes. How do you think 56 countries became Muslim majority when Islam started only in one? This has been their pattern for 1400 years, except now they're using the same playbook in modern contexts to gain political power. They won't stop until the whole world bows to Islam. This is their core belief and it's never going to change. You'd think by now it would be easy for the rest of us who value freedom and life to see through their taqiyya, but most of you don't even know what that is. When I was Muslim, I was told firsthand that it's okay to lie so long as it advances Islam.
Yep.
That's what taqiyya means, and we're all being played.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
You hear that? We came here to remake this state in the image of our people. This is a guy that does not want to assimilate. This is an idiot. Actually, he's not an idiot. He's very smart. And I hope that the picture is clear now as to why I am upset, why I feel the way that I feel. Because, I understand, if you're in California somewhere or Texas or whatever state that you're in. But when you have a situation that is going on like this, a guy that is essentially, I would even go so far as to say it's almost like a coup. Like it's almost like he's getting in, he's infiltrated. It's like a spy, and I don't think people really understand the true ramifications of this because it's more than him just becoming mayor. It's him becoming mayor of essentially the most well-known city on earth, or at least in terms of America. Because if you're from another country, do you really know what Idaho is? Do you know what Seattle is? No, you probably, but you damn sure know New York. You damn sure know New York. And so it sends a very clear signal to the rest of the world that one of our major cities, our largest city, has essentially become under rule by a goddamn Marxist and Islamic person. So there was another individual that had a podcast, a very good guy. Well, I'm going to say, I don't know him personally, but good channel, I would say, Patrick Bet David, PBD. And I was utilizing one of his videos in that crash out stream that I had. And basically he pretty much said, you shouldn't be thinking too much about who's moving out of New York. You should really be looking at who's going to be moving into New York, because now you're going to have a New York that's going to be a safe haven for criminals, because this guy, I think he says that he's removing cash bail or something like that. He's a person that is not gonna he's not gonna charge, like, I think misdemeanors are not going to be a thing anymore. It's the free buses and also the nonsense, which honestly he doesn't even have the power as mayor to even do. I actually did a little bit of a research, and the powers of mayor does not afford you the capability of freezing rent and making public transportation that is owned by the MTA, making that free. That goes beyond his his mayoral powers. But the average progressive liberal, because that's who voted for this fucking guy. It's all the progressive liberals. They don't, it's funny, they will have, because my phone is a piece of garbage, but they would have like a $500 or $1,000 phone, but yet and still don't take 2 seconds to actually say, you know something? Let me do a little research on this guy. They don't do anything. They saw probably a viral TikTok video with him and that other idiot, AOC, that other dumbass, and just went with the wave. If you were to ask these people specifically, why did you vote for this guy? Oh, we want free buses. We want free. He can't deliver that to you. So he already lied to you. Anyway, man, like I to avoid another crash out, I think I'm going to end this video. I hope that what I have shown from other sources conveys the message very clear. And if you are one of those people, if you yourself are a progressive, you know, I don't have anything against you personally, but if this makes you want to unsubscribe from my channel, then it's a free country. But if you can't understand the gravity of having an individual like this that already lied in his campaign saying he's going to offer you this and offer you that free, when the very nature of a mayor, he cannot do that. So the main premise of what he was running off of was a lie. But if you're fine with that, hey, and if you have an issue with me and you want to unsub because of this, because of me talking about this, that's fine. That's fine. I'm pretty sure I'll still have a few other people that will remain with me, that will remain subscribed to me, that will remain channel members that actually have common sense, that are actually mature, and that also do their own research. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Shout outs and salute to all my subscribers and my channel members. And I'll be back later with another video. Take care. Peace.